Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Tarot. This is the Daily Tarot reading for Tuesday, September 16th, 2025. Thanks for being here with me today. We're going to take a look at a few cards, get an idea of the energy for the day, get an idea of what we may need to look out for or what we can gain inspiration from. Just looking at how we can navigate the day in a positive way with the reminder that we are spirits in a very physical form. And how can we work with that and get the most and best out of our day? So I'm going to use the Pulp Tarot by Todd Alcott. I've not used this in a while on the channel. I do like these cards. I just haven't used them in a while. They just haven't had called me as often as some of the others, but this one really sort of popped out for the reading today. So we're going to use these. These are very like Pulp magazine vibes, right? Both science fiction and action and just all sorts of pulpy fun with these cards. So let's see what decides to pop up for the day. For Tuesday, September 16th, 2025, what do we need to know? What sort of information can we get a heads up on as we go through the day today? First card is in the top part, right up in here. Felt it as it went past. Everyone's having a good week today. There it is. Oh, a good week today. It's a funny way to put it, isn't it? I hope you're having a good week so far. Still a little early to tell, isn't it? And the other one is down here. And it's this one. All right. Let's see what the cards want us to know for the day today. Oh, wow. We have the High Priestess and the Five of Swords. Interesting. So, definitely a day to tap into spirit. Definitely a day to tap into a little magic. Tapping into the veil beyond, right? The High Priestess is the conduit between the spiritual information and how it gets put out and translated out into the physical along the lines of intuition, dreams, omens, etc. This is really, besides the Magician, this is the second card that the Fool meets on his or her journey through the major arcana, and she holds a lot of power. This is the High Priestess, the High Priestess of an order, the High Priestess of a calling, of this spiritual connection to the divine feminine and the spiritual magical side of that divine feminine, and the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is often about conflict, and it's often about, it can be about bullying, it can be about, conflict and antagonizing someone else. But in this case, it almost feels like this soldier is standing their ground and is holding their own and ready to really take on a problem or take on an issue. They don't seem to be as antagonistic as other Five of Swords that I have seen in other decks. This is about inner intuition, winning out over a possible conflict today. So today, there might be some things come up where you may initially feel the need to really jump in and to really defend yourself. And if you can, try to take a step back today and look at the higher perspective. Whenever a major arcana comes out, I'm always thinking about perspective and a higher energy and a more elevated perspective on the matter at hand. It feels like there might be a chance today or an experience where you feel like you need to stand your ground and you need to like plant your feet firmly and be ready to take on all comers. And the high priestess is kind of whispering and saying, okay, wait a minute. Like, does your intuition really call for this kind of conflict today? There are other ways. Perhaps it's better to maintain silence and maintain that connection to the spiritual side behind the physical curtain. And it's almost a way of controlling the mind, which maybe wants to jump in and defend yourself or defend someone else. And take a minute, if you can, to put a pause in there and see if you can tap into your intuition, tap into more subtle energy today, and get a reading that way on the situation and how best to move into it or away from it. It definitely feels like a day to connect into this high priestess sort of attitude. The high priestess wouldn't necessarily try to stand her ground and fight someone, right? The high priestess has other ways of doing that. The high priestess has other friends and team members to talk to on the other side of the curtain to sort of get things to move in her direction and to gain their strength and support from the spirit side of things and from the subtle energy side. So if there is a call today, if there is something that pops up that really starts to rub you the wrong way, take a moment if you can to drop back and really tap into this higher, more connected energy. And this is connected to eternal, to the divine, to source of love and universal love and caring and compassion and energy and strength. And so, in a way, it's kind of about choosing your battles today. And you can avoid all of this conflict if you take this moment before this event even occurs, right? So try to maintain this high priestess mindset and this connection to the spiritual side of this thing we called life. And I said called, this thing called, yes, to this thing called life. I think it's really telling too, because there's a lot of blues and dark, and she's smiling, right? Like, she's a very happy high priestess. She's very much in touch with how she does things and who she talks with and the information she holds on to and uses. You have a lot of blues here, and this is red and stark, and he does not seem happy. He seems very locked in. So stay fluid today, stay connected to your intuition. Sorry, let me get the focus going. There we go. And maintain this elevated perspective as you move through your day-to-day. Try to avoid any sort of direct entanglements or stepping into a conflict that someone may have laid for you. Listen to your intuition today and maintain that higher perspective. All right, let's take a look at punctuation. I'll pull an oracle card here real quick, see what it has to say. Oh, that's right in here. Oh, nice. Unleash the wild within. So you're gonna, there's gonna be something that really wants to set you off. There's gonna be something that you're gonna really want to unleash and really have at somebody today. And the idea here is, if you do feel the need to do that, try to do it as a she-wolf high priestess instead of a she-wolf sword master, right? Like it is okay. It's okay to tap into this energy here and to feel how you feel. But there is something about there's something about the matter of controlling your response and how you engage with the issue. That is more, it's going to be more productive to engage with this issue from a spiritual, universally connected, higher perspective. You can still release the wild within and have this perspective, right? So it's about how you choose to go into things today. How you choose to go into, do you feel like you need to be defensive, or can you stand in your spirituality and your connection and still maintain the wildness instead of leaping out and leaping into somebody? Okay. It's a bit of a catch-22. The energy is a little different. Like I'm saying, take this elevated approach, be more spiritual, don't just jump into a fight. And this card's like, no, jump into the fight. and this is a different sort of unleashing. This is a different sort of connection to almost a more primitive spirituality and connection to that energy. So chew on that. Let me know what you think about this reading today. Let me know how it plays out through your day. I'd be very curious to hear. The energy on this is feels very physical. Like it feels like today is a day where there's going to be a chance to be triggered, right? And it's up to you how you want to release that trigger. And yeah, so let me know how this goes. Let me know your responses. And I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday regardless of this. This is more of a heads up reading, it feels like, than anything else. All right, so as always, give me a thumbs up, a subscribe, a like, all of that stuff. I do these every day throughout the week, and then do a weekend reading for the weekend, as well as a moon phase reading as we come up on moon phases and work through the magical weather there to kind of give us heads up and some information as we go into those. You can always reach me at alongadifferentpath@gmail.com, or you can reach me through a comment here. And yeah, have a wonderful Tuesday, and I will see you Wednesday morning for Wednesday's reading. Peace and strength, and bye-bye.